Welcome to Math 257. I'm Dr. Thomas Sprague, and I'll be your instructor for this semester. For those of you who were trying to attend class virtually through Zoom tonight, I'm sincerely sorry for the problems we had with technology, but there were multiple failures, and it became apparent that we were not going to be able to recover in time to include you in the class live. So I'm actually doing the lesson for a second time this evening and recording it, and I will share this. I'll share this recording with you. Okay, the first thing I want to do is introduce you to the Blackboard course. If you are trying to log on, trying to figure out how to get to Blackboard, you just direct your browser to bb at bb.grcc.edu, and it probably will take you to a single logon page first, and then I think you'll be bounced automatically over to Blackboard. But if not, you'll see a link there that will take you to Blackboard. First thing to know, by the way, I know that some of you are probably most of you are more familiar with Blackboard than I am even. But we do get people that are new to the system, so I need to just go over a few things so that everyone can find their way around in the course. If these explanations turn out to be a little bit too brief for you, or I'm skipping something that you need to know, please feel free to get a hold of me, and I will do my best to try to help you. You can also make contact with GRCC tech support. So for instance, if you're having trouble getting your computer to connect to the site, or you're having trouble with a password or something like that, they can help you out with the technical things. Specific questions about this particular course, I'd be happy to help you with. First thing is that when you log into Blackboard, you probably will have to click a link to get into this particular course, and it may appear like this, or it may appear like this, where you see a menu along the side. Just so that you know, this menu is how you're going to navigate between the different portions of the course. Sometimes that seems to kind of volunteer to disappear, but you can always get it back by hovering over the left margin with your cursor, and this caret should appear. You can click on that and get there. A couple things you'll need to know about is first of all, the syllabus and schedule for the course are right here. And these are files that are attached. You can look at them. Just click on them and you'll be able to read them online. But you can also download them by right-clicking and save the link as. That will allow you to save the file and have a local copy of it. That's especially important for the notes, the printable notes that we're going to be working with, and I'll show you that in just a moment. I do want to make a distinction, though, between the syllabus and the course schedule. The syllabus mostly has policies, and the course schedule is when we're going to do, at least when we hope to do, various parts of the course. And this is organized according to the week, and you'll be able to just look through here, see when exams and such are, and anticipate where we're going in the course. Let me just highlight maybe a couple of things. First of all, there are two different exams scheduled during the semester, and the first one here, exam 1, is scheduled for June 8, and the second one is scheduled for July 15. And then there will be a final exam for the course. This part I'm actually not quite sure on yet. I think that as an evening course we have a choice about whether we want to have our final exam on Tuesday or Thursday. Tentatively, I've scheduled it on Thursday so that we could have a review session on Tuesday. But I'll talk with the class to make a final decision on that, and also double check to make sure that we actually have the freedom to do that. We may be forced to have it on Tuesday. That might not be a decision that we get to make. Okay, now the organization of the course, syllabus and schedule you've just seen. You can click on here, instructor, if you want. That's got contact information for me, but that's also in the syllabus. So if you download that, you'll be all set there. And probably the place you're going to spend most of your time is in assignments. This is organized by week, a folder for each week. And so for week 1, if you double click that to open it up, you'll see the printed notes that we're going to have available, and you'll also see the homework assignments. Now, in some cases, like the homework, the handout for tonight, the homework is included with it. So it says with HW, that's homework. In other cases, in 1.2, for instance, the homework is listed here as a separate document. And you can, of course, right-click and download these with Save As in order to get your own copy. I think you probably will want to do that. At least most of you probably will want to do that. It's not a requirement, but most people have told me they found it helpful. When you look through the notes, you will find blank spaces, and there's spaces to take notes. I bring a copy of these notes with me to class when I lecture, and I fill them out in class. One last thing I probably should mention is that when I print these for myself, I print them on one side of the paper because very often the amount of space that's allotted in the notes isn't really enough to work the whole problem or problems that are listed, and so we just flip the page over and continue on the back. All of these notes together fill up a pretty thick notebook by the end of the course. And I will say the notes have been, for me, the lion's share of the work in teaching this course. So the last time I taught it, I actually asked my students, I said, boy, these notes are just occupying a tremendous amount of my time. And I'm wondering if they're actually that useful to you. I'm thinking about maybe not using them next time around. And one of the students almost jumped out of his chair to answer, "Oh, please don't eliminate the notes. They're the only reason I passed this course." So I've decided to stick with them, but they are included. You should know they're included for your benefit. Some people prefer to take notes in a notebook, and I'm just fine with that. You don't have to download these. You don't have to print them off, and you don't have to use them, except that the homework assignments are listed in these pages, and you'll need to look at those. But otherwise, you don't really have to use the notes if you don't want them. Just a quick word about the textbook. The textbook, official textbook for this course, by my way of thinking, is not especially well suited to the people that we get in the course. It tends to be a little bit more mathematical, more theoretical, and less applicable. And there's a place for a book like that. I think for as it's designed, it's a fine textbook. But I found that most of my students have not gotten a lot of utility out of it, and therefore, first of all, I'm offering these notes as the first reference. If you need more, I have listed some recommended resources in the syllabus. And of course, if you have a copy of the official textbook, there's absolutely no reason that you can't use that as a reference or collateral reading for what we do in these printed notes and in the lectures. So if there are other questions about that, please let me know, and I'll try to follow up on them. Otherwise, I am ready to start the lesson. I urge you to have a look at the syllabus and the policies and way that things will work for the most part are pretty well spelled out in there. If there's something that's not covered and you need to know, please do feel free to ask. I'm happy to I'm happy to help you any way that I can.